Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be reacting to Hell's Reach. This is a series of videos that have been requested a lot on my previous Warhammer related videos, so I'm really looking forward to actually checking this out. The whole Warhammer universe is really fascinating to me. I really love well, first of all, I love the art style of it. I love how it all looks, but I also love there's a lot of mystery there for me, and it seems really fascinating to dive into. And everything that I've learned from the videos and everything that I've learned from you guys commenting on the videos, it sounds really cool. So yeah, I'm going into this almost completely blind, beyond some basic knowledge of what Warhammer is based on my previous videos. So this is going to be good. Now, this is in parts. I would prefer to keep them to 1 part per episode, but because this one's only 2 minutes, I'll include this one and part 2, which is 8 minutes, in the same video, just to get some substance there, really. So yeah, let's jump right into it. I don't. This is completely blind to me, so let's go. I'm excited. It's a nice font, by the way.
I will die on this world. I cannot tell where this conviction comes from. Whatever birthed it is a mystery to me, and yet the thought clings like a virus, blooming behind my eyes and taking deep root within my mind. It almost feels real enough to spread corruption to the rest of my body, like a true sickness. It will happen soon, within the coming nights of blood and fire. I will draw my last breath, and when my brothers return to the stars, my ashes will be scattered over the priceless earth of this accursed world. Armageddon. Even the name twists my blood until burning oil beats through my veins. I feel anger now, hot and heavy, flowing through my heart and filtering into my limbs like boiling poison. My hands curl into fists. I am strong, born only to slay for the Emperor and the Imperium. I am pure, wearing the blackest of the black, trained to serve as a spiritual guide as well as a war leader. I am wrath incarnate, living only to kill until finally killed. I am a weapon in the eternal crusade to forge humanity's mastership in the stars. Its strength, purity, and wrath will not be enough. I will die on this world. I will die on Armageddon.
That was amazing. Oh my god, I got chills so many times through that. For such a short video, that was incredible. Now I'm fully on board. I'm fully on board now. I am like, oh my god. Oh. Right, let's just go back and just rewind and what what about this? So let me get my words out. Wow, the art style is incredible. Like the animation style and the art is really, really cool. Like I love that. That's so like I don't think I've ever really seen anything quite like that in terms of it's like stop motion like drawings, but I kind of it also I'm not sure if it 100% is. Um Either way, that's so cool. This thing's weird. This floating skull thing that seems to be flying around. Oh my god. That was one of the most badass like speeches and like introductions to a character. I assume it's just an introduction to a character, or maybe he's a well-known character already, but wow. That was so cool. And the music was perfect, how it kind of went. Oh, it fit perfectly, and the person speaking over, like the narrator or whatever you'd refer to them as, um, again fits it perfectly. Like that was so well done. I am so impressed by that. This is Richard Boylan is the guy that's done this, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe. Yeah. Absolutely one of the strongest intros to anything I have ever seen. That was so well done. Wow. And like I said, like 2.5 minutes, I got chills multiple times through that, both based on like the music and the timing of the music, and just like, oh, that's so good. Right, let's jump into part two immediately. Here we go. Oh, before we actually continue, I'm interested to see if it keeps that up, if it keeps that level of kind of like intensity and like kind of raw. Can't really think of the word for it, but I'm interested to see if it stays to that standard throughout this. So that'd be really interesting. Looks so cool.
In the holiest chamber of our ancient flagship, I lower myself to one knee and bow my head, because this is what is asked of me.
Grimaldus,
High Marshal Helbrecht intoned. His voice was a guttural rumble, rendered harsh from yelling orders and battle cries in 100 wars on 100 worlds.
we have summoned you to be judged.
I have answered the summons. I submit myself before your judgment, my liege.
Mordred is dead,
Helbrecht's voice was a deep murmur.
slain by the archenemy. You, Grimaldus, have lost a master. We have all of us lost a brother. It was the belief of Reclusiarch Mordred that upon his death, you would be worthiest of our brother chaplains to stand in his stead. His final decree was that you, of all your brethren, would be the one to rise to the rank of
Reclusiarch.
The figure inclined his head in greeting.
Arterion. We draw near to our destination. I took the liberty of readying the squad for planetfall. This world will burn. It will not be the first. nor the last.
Have you seen the projections? The fleet auguries, the number of vessels in the local systems already?
Yeah, I lost interest when the numbers became too high for me to count on my fingers.
Arterion snorted at his own weak jest.
We will fight and win, or fight and die. All that ever changes is the color of the sky we fight under, and the shade of the blood on our blades.
My brothers' names are Arterion, Priamus, Cador, Nerovar, and Bastilan. These are the knights that have waged war beside me for decades. We are the Knights of Squad Grimaldus. Within his veins, Cador carries the blessed blood of Rogel Dawn with what seems like weary honor. He is older than I, older by far. His decades within the Sword Brethren are behind him now. Priamus is the rising sun to Cador's dusk. He is aware of his skills in the unsubtle and undignified way of many young warriors. A blade master, he calls himself. Yet he is not mistaken. Arterion is... Arterion. My shadow, just as I am his. It is rare among our number for any knight to lay aside personal glory, yet Arterion is the one who carries my banner into battle. Nerovar is the newest among us. The squad required the presence of an apothecary. In the trials, only Nerovar impressed the rest of us with his quiet endurance. Bastilan is last. Bastilan, always the best and least of us all. A leader, but not a commander. An inspiring presence, but not a strategist. Forever a sergeant, never fated to rise as a castellan or marshal. My brothers go through the same rituals of checking and rechecking. A curious sense of unease descends upon me.
Sword Brethren. That there is talk of the High Marshal nominating you to lead a crusade.
It is my belief, not merely the wish of your fallen master, that you should take the honor we offer you now. You have waged war at my side for 200 years, Grimaldus. Will you stand at my side as Reclusiarch of the Eternal Crusade?
Yes, my liege.
I dub thee Reclusiarch of the Eternal Crusade, as a knight of the Inner Circle. Let that be the last blow you receive unanswered.
It will be so, my liege.
As it should be.
Wow, okay. Oh, it's an audiobook. Oh, interesting. So when I said before about I wonder if it'll keep the same intensity, I think I misspoke there. What I meant is I wonder if it'll keep the same like production value, almost like the same level of quality, the same kind of like wow factor, and it does. This is so impressive, especially now it's because it's gone into kind of now it's like straight up character development. That was really interesting. I don't know if I quite caught what happened at the start there. Like they were in like a drop ship. It got hit by some form of like artillery, not artillery. It got hit by something. Like some anti-air or something. Everything was burning up, and then he was back there. So was that like a flash back, or was that a flash forward? Maybe we'll find out. The art, I mean, like it's wow. This guy's helmet, by the way, is so cool. I really love. So this guy's helmet's really cool. It's kind of like the commander helmet. Just a quick cut here to explain what I mean by commander helmet. Is not that he's the commander, but it reminds me of this helmet or this mask. Because of the mainly because of this part here. Hopefully, it stays focused. Which I thought was really cool. And yeah, that's what I meant by commander, is because it reminded me of this, because I remember when I bought this, it was considered the commander because of this. But yeah, this is a paintball mask that's made out of carbon fiber. I don't believe it's actually like rated to be safe in actual paintball though, so it's more of kind of a mask that you'd hang up somewhere. And I love stuff like this. I don't have any more stuff like this. This is kind of the only thing I've ever really bought. But I love kind of helmets and masks and things like that that look really cool. So that's why I'm so into this. Like I just love the visuals of it. But yeah, that's what the inside looks like, by the way. Um, that actually says about in 2014. Wow. But yeah, really cool. I don't think the company that made this is in business anymore, unfortunately, because they're not rated for actual paintball masks. But yeah, thought I'd add that there. Let's get back to the video. Even just the normal ones that are in the background. Just the masks look so cool. I love everything about this. This is so fascinating. What's interesting as well. So there's two questions that I've got now. One's more of an observation that I'm interested in learning more about, which is the fact that he was fighting alongside him for 200 years, I think he said. So that means he's been alive for more than 200 years. So that's really interesting. So obviously at this point they're at a level of technology or a level of science or whatever where they've been able to extend human life, and by quite a significant margin, considering he's obviously over 200 years old and doesn't look old. Looks like midlife or something like that. So I'll be interested in finding out like how long is their lifespan. I have a suspicion that there's like ways of kind of somewhat being immortal. I think that's what the Emperor is. That I've learned briefly about. But it's kind of like, is it really worth still living in that state? So I'm wondering what the sort of natural life cycle is of these guys. Also, I'm really interested to find out what that floating skull thing is. Is it kind of just like a drone? Is it sentient? Was it someone that died but has been reanimated or something like that, and it flies around? Is it part of security? I don't know. That's really interesting. And I love the music. The music's so well done. That's such a cool shot. It's so impressive because obviously this looks drawn, and I assume it's drawn. I know that there are ways to kind of make a 3D animation look like it's drawn or like simulate it on a computer or something, but I think I do believe that this is drawn. So someone tell me if I'm wrong. Actually, maybe it'll. Okay, here we go. Ah, so it isn't. Right, there we go. So it is actually modeled. It's done on a computer. Even so, that's really impressive. I love the art style that they've gone with it, and it does look convincingly um animated, like hand animated. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this, to be honest. Like, I'm really into it. I want to watch part one again. So I'm gonna end it there, and I'm gonna watch part one again because that was just like that was insane. I love that. Um, yeah, thank you for recommending this. I can see why so many people wanted me to check this out, and we'll definitely continue this for the next parts. Cool. All right, I'm gonna end it there. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you want me to react to anything else as well. Again, doesn't necessarily have to be related to HELSREACH or Warhammer. Can be anything. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.